Okay, just for starters here, I tuned down to A, drop A, so we're gonna go B, G, D, A, E, and then low A. So I get that real low, sludgy tuning on my album. Alright, well anyways, we're gonna start off with an E minor. We're gonna start off on the E string, lower E string, second from the bottom. We're gonna give it an E, and then we're gonna go to A, and we're gonna give it a G sharp, and we're gonna go to D and give it a B, and then we're gonna go to G, give it a high E, and then up to B, give it a high B note, and then we're going up to a G sharp, and then up to E again. And then you want to go all the way back down the scale. Alright, and there's something, a little trick that I do when I do sweeps like this. I usually do the upstroking, and I let that do all the work for me, and on the way down I do something that's called a half sweep. So when it's all done and ready to go, it should sound like that's your up sweep. And on your down sweep, you shouldn't have to do any picking action at all. You should just be able to just hammer all of them. So all the hammering action is where you get that real muted tone, and it really helps if you flick your tone knob down here up to rhythm opposed to lead. That really punctuates a lot more of the notes. So all together, if I'm going to transpose this whole E minor with 2 whole steps down on the bottom and 2 whole steps on the top, away from each other, away from the whole thing, away from just this. If I wanted to do 2 steps on the bottom and 2 on the top, it would sound like this. Right here, this top right here is adding a half, so it really helps if you know your wholes and halves, and if you learn to circle of fifths and fourths, this is actually going to be a big thing in being able to take a huge jump in the steps here. So all together, basically, I'm showing you this little step. It just goes. That's all in E minor right there. Everything I played fits within the E minor scale. Like you went up there to a relative major, majors or anything on a 4 fret scale base right here. Minor, you're gonna go 5 steps instead. That's the difference between a major and minor, is 4 and 5 steps. So basically that's it. I guess if you want to take it a little bit easier, if you don't know the letter names of every note you're playing individually, we can go down based on tablature. So right here, again, starting off, I'm doing on E, we're going to be at 12, and then at A, we're going to be at 10, and then at D, we should be at 9, and then at G, we should be at 10 again, and then up here at B, we're going to be at 8. And this is where the arpeggio comes into effect. You have a choice. You can either go up 3 steps right here, you can arpeggiate like this, or you can just do a whole full step arpeggiate right there. And you can add like this. So right there, adding 1, 2, 3, or 4 steps in that arpeggio, that gives you the whole constant fluent motion from note to note. That's actually what an arpeggio would be. So top arpeggio should sound like this, bottom should sound like this, all together. Adding any of those in there with that is just going to really make your E major minor sound pretty professional, if you ask me. You can really string that to anything else you want. If you wanted to go down to, like, say, an F sharp, you could go. A lot of tapping can be incorporated with it if you're familiar with harmonics or anything like that. You can add all of that in there with it. I guess the next thing we're going to be going in my next video will probably be go over diminished. Diminished to augmented, it's probably the one that everyone has the most trickiest thing with. It's what I had the trickiest time learning, but now I got it down pretty well. So yeah, so the next video should be on diminished to augmented. Thanks.